Laeticia Amihere is an NCAA champion playing for the University of South Carolina. Now, she stands at 6'4". She hails from Mississauga, Ontario, and she represented Team Canada at the Tokyo Olympics last year. Now, she made history by being the first Canadian woman to dunk a basketball, and she did it while she was in high school. Off the court, she's a social activist that uses her platform, and I also heard she's a foodie. So we're gonna grab some snacks right here at Stack Market. All right, Laeticia, what's good, girl?
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I heard that you're a foodie.
Yes.
What makes you a foodie? Why do you say that?
Because of basketball, I've been able to travel to a lot of different countries and just being able to taste different cultures. I think that's kind of what made me just love food.
Any countries stick out in particular?
Absolutely. Italy, for sure.
Really?
That's definitely the best place I've been.
Yeah?
Food, carbs, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Let's talk a little bit about basketball now. If I was to pull up a scouting report on you, what would be the number one thing that sticks out on the scouting report that I gotta watch out for?
Versatility, being able to defend.
A little bit of everything. Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like I've been thrown in the mix a lot this year. Definitely attacking to the rim, that's definitely my strong suit. On defense, I love playing defense. I'll be at the top of the press. Just kind of running and jumping, that's kind of just my game.
Let's talk about the national champion itself. You guys won the NCAA D1 March Madness National Championship. That's huge. Not many people could say they've done that in their lifetime. How'd that feel?
I always talk about it, probably top experience as a basketball player, just because of anticipation. I mean, we came in as the #1 recruiting class the freshman year, didn't get to play because of COVID, and then the next year we fell short at the Final Four, so it was just redemption time. So and we kind of had the same group. So it was man, we've been through it together and we're finally just able to get our crown.
Let's talk about that high school moment. I think you know exactly which one I'm talking about. You are the first Canadian woman to dunk, period, but you did it back in high school.
Yeah.
Tell me about that moment.
And it was never really on my mind to do it. I think really the heat of the moment, I got the steal and I was like, let me just try it.
Yeah.
I went for it. After that, it was crazy just getting the DMs from NBA players. This is crazy. I didn't even really understand the magnitude of it till I look back on it. I was like, yeah, that was pretty dope.
So who slid in the DMs?
A lot of people actually. I remember when I first started playing, Shaq was one of my biggest role models. So when he hit me up, I was like, yeah, I've made it.
You got to wear Team Canada on your back while going to Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah. It was crazy because COVID the year before we canceled and I thought my world was over just thinking because it's you prepare for 4 years for this one moment and then it gets canceled and then we finally get to that moment where we're in training camp and you find out that you made the team and you're calling everybody. You're yeah, I'm gonna Olympian. It's crazy. And then the moment where you actually step foot in Tokyo and you get to go to the Olympic Village and you get to see all these celebrities and it was an unreal experience.
Talk to me about Back to the Motherland.
It's been a couple of years I've been just kind of working on this nonprofit and then I finally launched it this year. I was okay, I've been talking about it, let's really get into it. Kind of the vision is providing access through sports. So going back to the underserved communities and going back to those minority groups and giving them those opportunities that I got through basketball. Talent is a big thing in a lot of sports, but really exposure and being able to have access is another big part of it. It's kind of unfortunate there's so many different people that don't get the opportunity. So I want to be able to give them the opportunity, whether that's when I go to Ivory Coast. I'm going in about 2 weeks. So thanks to donors, I'll be able to give them some gear and just kind of talk to them about my journey. And then I'll be hosting a camp at the end of July, just to give them people exposure, just giving them the opportunity. So, it's always been a passion of mine to do that. And I was why start after basketball? There's a huge market of people that need it right now. So I'm just getting that started.
That is absolutely incredible that you're using your platform to carry your experience beyond the game and make immediate impact. So good for you, girl. You are about to graduate.
Yes. Well, I did graduate, but I still have another year. I graduated in sports management. So I did it in 3 years because I really want to take a master's. Yeah. So next year I'll be doing my master's in sports management. I mean, winning the national championship highlighted my career, so why not get a second one before I leave? So that's definitely the goal. And then the league, my last year, I've been gearing towards, making the WNBA, and that's kind of been my goal my whole life. Yep. So definitely doing that and then playing overseas as well.
All right, girl. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do some food tasting.
Nice. Look at us.
Well, thanks, girl.
Foodies.
Appreciate you. Yeah, foodies. We're both foodies now. Appreciate you.
Of course.